Hello, Graph Paper Method subscribers and people who might watch this video after the fact, but I never watch people's live videos. You know, like I'll watch something that they produce, but after the fact, if I like click on someone, like a lot of times YouTube will tell me, you know, hey, so and so is broadcasting live, and I click on it and you see it's like chat replay enabled. You know, it was like an old, just recently, you know, you missed it by a few hours live chat. And I know I'm always like, yeah, it's usually a lot of rambling. So sometimes I'll check them out. But so I don't know if I'll ever get anyone to ever see what I'm doing here today. So I don't think I'm going to spend a lot of time doing it because I do have other things to do. But you know, I just want to populate my channel if I've got the time with fodder. So there's something to learn here everywhere. And what do we want to do here? Hey, I got a good one. What is it, 10:45? Are they playing any music? I think they are playing music. Let's see if we can hit the radio station and see what they're playing, and I'll see if I can hone in on the key of any song I hear on the radio. So let's get that. Where do we got to go here? I'm going to go to radio on my phone, and we'll bump up a tune, and I could get it to pipe in live here so you can hear it clearly, but I don't want to step on any copyright infringement, so we can't necessarily do that. You know, broadcast to broadcast, but let's see what we got here as the phone. All right, here's a song I know. So what do I hear? Let's play some. Well, I hear an E. Let's find the melody. Okay, so I'm on the 5 notes of the song. Okay, now I'm hearing it. Well, here's an easy one. Comfortably Numb just came on. And what we got was that REM was looking like A Dorian, or at least the key of G. seems like those are the chords. So anyways, now we got Comfortably Numb on. What I wanted to do, though, was try to find that through... Well, see, what I did there was I hunted down the melody, and I looked for patterns to appear, like the pentatonic, or see if any of the melody shapes would start falling into pentatonic. And one of the first things I found was a pentatonic shape around at E and A, and I was able to fill in then the gut notes. And it was kind of crucial because different gut notes would have, well, made it a different key. But anyways, I knew that that framework could have been a couple of different keys like C. But anyways, what I wanted to do was be able to find it on one string. So here's an easier song. And this one changes keys during the song. I think it's stopped here. And what are we gonna do here? Unbelievable. Try that app again. All right, well, in perfect timing for everything, the phone isn't working. Was playing Comfortably Numb, and if you hear them chords. Here's what we'll do. I'll loop that and that little riff, and then we're gonna play with one string, and I'll show you like how to find, how a scale appears on one string. So, here we go. Whoa, something happened to that chord. We'll erase that. Here we go. So you got a song playing on your radio and you want to find out the key of the song. So you got your guitar fretboard, and let's draw one out really quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's get some dots drawn in there. Skip 2. Skip string. Skip 2 again. There you go. Make 4 dots. Skip 2. Go there, go there. Draw your line. You got yourself a guitar fretboard real fast. Real easy. Okay. And so we're playing that. We have a B minor chord. So we basically know we have this note, this note, this note, and this note we're playing. We play the A. We end up playing this note, this note, this note, along with the A. We then play a G. And we got all these playing, plus this one, if I'm not mistaken. And then we got a little... Let's just say we play the gray CF note there, and then play an E minor chord. Most of that's already filled in. And look at that. We've got the framework of a scale shaping. We've got that note, so that note's there. It would appear that those notes, those chords, Yeah, so the key of D is happening right there. Starting on the B minor, we're what, Aeolian? So right there, you really got the answer to your what key is it in. But let's say you just had your guitar in your hand and you were hearing that, and any song you can do this with. Just pick out a note that sounds good to you. So you pick this one, and you're like, "What, Mom? No, it doesn't sound good. Turn it down. Oh, sorry. Yeah." So yeah, I gotta find a note, and if you find one like I did that didn't sound very good, you simply have to go up or down to find the good note. So let's try that. Stick with that note I was on that didn't sound very good. So yeah, look at that. We found one that sounded real consonant over some chords and okay over the rest, and very good. So let's try that same thing, but we'll go down a fret instead. So. Let's go down. Sounds pretty consonant. Not the greatest, but there, it really rings over this chord. Not bad. Okay. Not so good there. Okay. So, got a little ahead of ourselves there. So that's how you find yourself a good note. You take that crappy note and you can see that surrounding it is going to be a good note. So let's say we found one of the good notes there. And we discovered on each side of that note is a good note. So we now have two notes, and where are we going to put those? We're going to put those right on our... Let's erase that idea that showed you there, how just knowing the chords can, filling them out on the graph, what chords you're playing can populate a scale shape for you that'll work over that chord progression. So what do we find there? We got the 5th string and the 7th string. Now, we need to find, basically what we're looking for is this. It's the pattern we're going to look for. We need 3 whole steps of notes that are conjoined by a half step to a group of 4. That will be conjoined by a half step to the exact same pattern, an octave higher. And if you don't believe me, let's do some counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. There is no 13th note. It repeats. So, with this shape here of 2 notes, try to get in the camera there a little bit more. You basically could be here, 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 or here. So you've narrowed yourself down to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 possible scale choices that could, one of which will be spot on for the song, for that chord progression. If they're all pulled from one scale, and like most songs, Comfortably Numb, this part was pulled from one key, which we already discovered was the key of, well, let's see if it holds true here. We got these two notes. So what we need to do we have any half steps? Where can we find the next half step? So that's what we want to find out, to find our, kind of get to a border wall here. Ooh, border walls. Okay, I think I found one there by going up. It sounded, I just used my ear then. And if you get really good at this, it doesn't take long where your ear will just kind of know. You'll get this feeling like no on that one and yes on that one. And you're usually right most of the time. And if you're not, you know how to slide up. It just, because knowing that one note trick takes the stress out of hitting a bad note too. That also tends to secretly heighten your awareness of the situation. So you just kind of get that intuitive sense. It just helps that grow once you lose the apprehension and anticipation of hitting a wrong note. So I found a half step occurring right here. And that's pretty cool. I can go from two ways from here. I can explore what's resting above this, and that would tell me once I got my square box, if there's another half step above, there'll either be a half step above this or there won't. And if there's no half step above this, it's either right here or right here now. Now that you've found this half step, actually, is another way to think about this. So let's experiment with that right now. My guess is it's going to be back here, since we already found the square box existing right here, and this would be the exact same place that the other box would be, the broken box. Anyway, so let's play that. How about that? What do you know? Just as I found those notes, the exact they rolled over the chord change really nice. So it was not this, putting the square box here. I played this here, 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 because I happen to know that that's the hallmark of the part of the Aeolian box, if you want to call it such, to give it a name. So anyways, though, what about on one string, though? What about finding this, if we have 4 or 3? So we just basically need to experiment. Now that we found that we have a half step here, we can either experiment to see if we've got 4 notes in this direction, or if our 3 notes are followed by a half step, or if they're followed by a whole step. Let's practice. Let's hear it. Where do you feel like going? A half step or a whole step? Yeah, me too. So let's try it again. Playing all the notes that we found. See, I just didn't feel like going to that half step because I knew it would be the wrong note. Because I've developed, my ears familiar with this now that I've just done this for probably about a year of noodling, using this to figure out the key of almost any song. Because soup is good food. You're not as old as I am, probably. You may not remember that commercial lingo, jingle. Was it Campbell's Soup or something? Anyways, 1, 2, 3, 4. We've got we had a whole step there, so we've got our 4, so that puts it definitively that we have a half step there, and now this is going to be 3 notes, and then a half step, and then 4 notes, and back up to the, oh, did that just go right there? Yeah, to the open E. All right. So as you can see, 1, 2, 3. Oops, sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then this is the 1, 2, 3, and the 1, 2, 3, 4. And it's the same thing as your piano keyboard shows as the white keys. Basically the piano is showing you a picture of a single key. They chose, let's say, whatever key the piano chose. You don't even have to know that. It's not confusing with key names right now. But that pattern of white notes is a key. The shape of it. It skips a note, skips a note. There's 2 black keys, which are the white keys in this instance, and then the 3 black keys. We just got it in reverse in the guitar fretboard in your mind's eye, and it doesn't jump out at you right away until you map it out. So you can do that with any song. You just kind of listen, and you're finding your 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you know that you have the play a 3 somewhere else, and then I'll join it up with 4. You can instantly sound like you're playing notes that all jive with each other by knowing on any string the combination of 3 that butts up against 1, 2, 3, 4. Ouch. So, that's one string. That's doing it with one string. And I liked what I showed in the beginning. I wasn't even planning on doing that today. I'm showing how just mapping out the chords could draw the scale shape. Or even the other way, which was once you find your half step, you have a choice then. Your choice is going to be that you have another half step is either going to be in this box here, meaning you found your Aeolian shape, or it's going to be directly above it, meaning you are straddling your Dorian Phrygian shape. What does that mean? What do I mean Aeolian shape and Dorian and Phrygian shape? Let me tell you that right now. First of all, the shape gets its name Aeolian not because it inherently, by playing this scale, you sound like you're playing the Aeolian mode. You will very barely, to any listener, you'll just sound like you're playing a scale. It sounds pretty empty without music, a backing track that emphasizes the modal qualities of Aeolian, meaning playing in minor, or at least plays this minor root note while you play the Aeolian scale. It gets its name Aeolian shape. So then why does it have a name of a mode then if it doesn't actually make the mode? Because if you play this shape and you play a different root note, you get a totally different modal sound. So like, why does it have this name? Why don't they call it, some other name? Well, there's a reason for that. And that is because the starting point, in a very basic literal sense, if you start a key, a major key like the key of C, from a different starting point, within it, the key of C has C, D. Oops, I'm off screen here. I always do that. Pay more attention to your screen. C, D, E, F, G, A, B. And right now I'm going to bump up my chat window and check for any chat people that I have been ignoring, and no one's watching at 24 minutes. I don't blame you guys. I wouldn't watch myself either. So, a key is C, D, E, F, G, A, B, and if you start from a different note, let's say I start from D. I want to make my scale D, E, F, G, A, B, CD, proclaiming to everybody that I've created a new scale. Well, no, I really haven't. I'm still playing in the key of C. I'm just playing a different piece of the scale, a different channel, a different mode, which creates a different mood. Okay, so from D to D creates the notes are spaced differently, and that different spacing creates the different sound. Okay, to say it in total layman's terms, so you don't need any theory to think about that. But if you want to hear theory terms that describe it, it's because it has this note, which is a important note. It's the flat third. This is the third note, even though it doesn't look like it's three ways: a flat second, a third. This is in interval names, and as you can see, starting from the 1 here, the C creates a flat second, flat third, major third, happy. So the major scale is happy. Starting from the 2, it's not so happy. Starting from the 3, it's not so happy. Okay? So getting over to this A here, once again, it's a not so it makes its own scale sound. It's not major, like it's part of the C major scale, but it's not happy like the C major scale. So it gets its own name, and that's what these modal names decipher: the Dorian, the Phrygian, the Lydian, the Mixolydian, and the Aeolian, and the Lydian, or Locrian, and back to Ionian. So with this Aeolian scale, it just so happens to coincide with A in this instance. That's just a coincidence. If you start from A to A, you'll be using this Aeolian scale. What that means is your song is going to have like the basis. It's going to start and end and emphasize at some point this A minor triad, and go to other chords that keep coming back and resolving to this A minor triad. And then you're creating, and the bass is going to emphasize in a low A, and then it's going to really have this Aeolian sound. So now we know about modes and how they were made. Well, in this instance, this scale shape, because that's what we were trying to answer here, how the hell did this scale shape get that name? This scale shape starts technically on the 6th note of the C major scale. This note is the 6. So it gets this shape, gets this name then, Aeolian. Okay? Doesn't have a whole lot to do with you actually playing an Aeolian. This shape appears anywhere. It appears anytime you're using the major scale. But then that's where the confusion lies, because it's hard to like get it all figured out, like the mechanics of like how these cogs are turning in the machine. And once you do, it all can click. So that's what I'm trying to help you with here. And, having someone explain to you why these things have a name, and have it make sense can be kind of hard. That's why I like to have people live on here that can ask questions, that can directly answer, try to give you your direct insight. But anyways, maybe if I get a consistent time to go live, like 5 o'clock every night or something, or 6 o'clock or something, Eastern time, let me know. Write me a note on this video if you think, like you have a time that you'd like to see a live lesson happen. Maybe I can dedicate a day, an evening time every week, night or something. So here we've got the this starting on the 6th. So that's why it's called Aeolian shape. And when I said earlier, straddling the Dorian Phrygian, that is because it's 2 pentatonic scales, right? That a really cool way, they kind of overlap each other in the major scale. They start at the 2nd note of the scale. So if we were playing in C, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, we got the D, and that's where we start this scale. So let's use this D way up here on the 6th string. That pentatonic scale is found within the key of C major. Now, the neat thing about it is go up a whole step to the next note in the scale, the E. There's another minor pentatonic scale available right there. Okay, hold on. Let me do this again. Yeah. Just trying to noodle around with seeing how well they sounded over C major chords. But anyways, they fit in. But helpful to know, exactly where to place them, what to do with them. So if you write those down as overlapped, you get this, you get this, you get that, plus you get this right over here. And where's your box? Right there. Check out the Dorian scale. It's got that box right there. But also here you have that box. And you've got what you might, starting on this is the third, this is the 2, so this is going to be your Dorian, and this is going to be your Phrygian. As you can see how they overlap there, they straddle the box, rule of the box, as is above, so is below. As is below, so is above. So you got the half the box up here, repeating on the center of the strings here, leading you over to here, which gets you into that broken box, and that broken box is where? Right in the Aeolian scale. So you kind of see how all three pentatonics kind of connect to each other. There's a little bit of a leap if you keep going in this direction to get to somewhat of a leap. I'll show you here. Might seem like a little bit of a gray area here between Aeolian and Dorian because they're a little bit of a space away, but however, you can think of it like this. Show you how easy it is to get right back into this pattern right here once you're moved over into this. Your Aeolian thought process, if you were noodling around your complete major scale in whatever chord tone was playing in the background, using your ear to hang on to certain tones, you'll notice that if you have half a box below, you always have a whole box on the other end. So our whole box is here, and where does our whole box lead us? Into our middle string box. And where's our middle string box? It's this box right here, which is in the Dorian shape. So simple jump from the Aeolian in this direction gets you right into the Dorian shape, and presto, bada boom, bada bing, you're there. Not too hard, right? Pretty pain-free. Oh man, look at that. They're explaining everything and I'm off the screen. It's because I got this camera is all messed up. What have we done here? Oh yeah, that would be more like it. Note to self. I need to flip my notepad over and use it the other way. I've been using it the wrong way, I think. So yeah, that's the jazz for today. I think I'm going to let you guys go. Remember to ask a question about anything. And I'm going to get out of here and do my thing. And maybe 6 o'clock, probably 5, 6 o'clock. I'll be maybe attempting to go live again tonight. We'll see. Have a great day.